So the old POS is running good now. I've driven it for the past couple of days. It runs really well, doesn't overheat, pretty solid. The only thing, and this is pretty much on every Jeep that I've had lately, I don't know what it is, but they all have the gangster lean. So I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It only affects 84 through 94, those 10 years. 95, 96, all the way up to 01, you don't have this problem. But it's your driver's seat. It's mainly your driver's seat. It can happen to your other seats, but traditionally this is where most of the action happens, and this ends up sagging. So this is completely slanted. If I were to sit up straight on the seat cushion, my body's like this. I'm halfway out the door. So when you're sitting here, it's kind of annoying because your body wants to slide out the entire time. Of course, it happens as a result of people getting in and out of the Jeep year after year, time after time. You sit on this side, you roll in, and then you sit up. So this portion, whatever the outside piece is, whatever's closest to the door where you're getting in, ends up sagging, and it actually breaks the metal of the seat cushion. So we're gonna show you how to fix that today, and I'll show it to you once we get the seats off. You'll be able to see where it's actually broken. Now, the really quick, simple, easy fix, what I do is I just take the seat cushion from the passenger side and I swap it to the driver's side, and the driver's side gets swapped to the passenger. That way, your leany, saggy part, it makes the passenger seat fall into the Jeep this way, and if the passenger side is sagging at all, it'll make them fall in this way. And then over time, as they start to put pressure again on the outside piece, it'll level itself out and it'll just be one big saggy seat. But if you want, you can go to the junkyard. Just know that you do not have to replace the entire seat. If your seats are in good condition, don't bother buying all new seats. Just get the butt part, because you can swap that out. Now, what we're gonna do something a little bit different today. So typically you're used to looking at my face, talking to you guys and telling you what to do. But I'm gonna have my girlfriend do this and show you guys how to do this. So we'll switch it up. A little bit prettier of a face to look at for this today. So she'll run you through everything else from here.
We wanted to switch it up, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to take the seats out. So there are 4 13mm bolts. 2 are going to be in the front, kind of right here, and then 2 in the back about here. So you're going to need a couple of wrenches, and we'll see if we can get a view of where the bolts are located. I got the front ones out. One of the tricks that I was doing, because it's pretty small down there, there's a lot of things, the lever that allows you to move the seat forward and backwards, plus the side rails where they screw into the actual car. What I was doing was I was holding my thumb so that it wouldn't fall off, and then just kind of going like this. We're using a box end kind of ratcheting wrench, 13mm like I said at the beginning, as well as a socket for the back too. So you can see I got one of them out. All you have to do is kind of feel down here. You'll find it. You can put the socket over it and just go to town. The 4 bolts are out, the 2 in the front and the 2 in the back. So then you should be able to lift up, but you're probably gonna get stuck, because one thing I did beforehand, this is under the back of the seat. This is hooked through, so it's like that. You're gonna wanna take this off first, otherwise you're just gonna be pulling, and you'll probably pull until this rips or until you realize there's something that's holding you up before you can get the seat off. So we have the bottom of the seat out, we flipped it around. So if you look under here, you can see where this is cracked. So this right here, there's one up here. So that's why it's sagging. Somebody jumped on it and doing repetitive motion over and over again, and it eventually cracked. So that's why you have the really bad sag. So we're gonna flip it so that we can grab the passenger seat, and hopefully that one's not broken too. See, no cracks, not broken, looks pretty good. So if we take a look over here, you can see these spots right here where the front bolts were, and back here is where the back bolts are. So whenever you're putting the seat back in, you want to make sure that you really kind of jam it back there to line up these back holes. Then check your front holes to make sure that those are lined up as well. You also want to take those straps that I took off around the back part here so that they can meet again, and you can tighten them back up. That way, in case anyone else tries to take the seat off, they run into that same issue and it holds them up. Just kidding. But anyways, whenever you're doing the bolts, make sure that you add all of them in and hand tighten them before you go at it with any of the wrenches, just so that everything's lined up. Otherwise, instead of having a saggy seat, you'll have a crooked seat. So we're gonna do that now. Now you can see the seats are even, no more lean. So just gonna wanna get into it, not mess up all the great work by breaking it. But there you have it, we switched the seats. When you have them out, it's probably a great time to scrub them clean if they're dirty, so that you can get all the way to the back from where the bottom meets the back, as well as getting out any trash that you find underneath the seat. But another day, we'll get to that another time.